Hey everyone, I hope that you're enjoying this Tuesday headed into Thanksgiving. I just wanted to give you a little bit of Wiki feedback. It looked like our brains were a little bit scattered as we get close to the break, which I understand. I'm a little bit scattered too. So I thought if I gave you a little bit of this feedback, it would help you as we head into Unit 12. And ultimately, we are almost done with these assessments and you will do them on your own in the final assessment and the end of our course. So if we're looking through the questions, the first two were about the research and where things are in a research study. So one, where can you find who participated in the study? That's the methodology section, an important place to know for a supporting detail. Number two, how can you find out how the data were measured? That's also in the methodology section, usually under a subheader. This is like data or sometimes procedure. So make sure to check there. In terms of inductive or deductive, the Socrates example is deductive because it's certain. Remember, the big difference between inductive and deductive is if it's probable, it's inductive. If it's for sure, then it's deductive. In terms of building a logical argument, people were a little bit all over, but through the course, we have learned like a dozen different ways that pesticides can affect your health negatively. So you could pull from bladder cancer, brain cancer, nerve cancer, to name just a few. And as long as you tied the pesticide use to those health conditions, you would be in good shape. In terms of organizational patterns, remember you're supposed to be looking for clue words or transition words, like in this case, first, second, and I think we even have third, and these are the limitations of the study. And because they're listed first, second, third, but the order isn't actually important like a sequence or a chronological order, this is listing, sort of like a grocery list, right? Milk isn't better than eggs or, bread. They're just on the list together. In terms of the rhetorical pattern, remember, anytime you're reading something academic, it's explaining something. So the rhetorical pattern is going to be exposition. People said this was description. Remember, if you know the type of thing you're reading, like a report, like a textbook, like a research study, it will always be exposition. Just like if you're reading poetry, it's always going to be something like description, okay? In terms of fact or opinion, the first one with the 93,000 tons, that's a fact because we can check it. That's the major difference between the two. And then opinion, food sprayed with pesticides are okay. Okay is subjective. What's okay to me might not be okay to you. For the next one, you were looking at tone, and it talks in a very dry academic language. And so this is meant to be informative. There wasn't a lot of passion, no punctuation or italicized text that was really telling us something was had more emphasis. So this was just informative. And in terms of the author's point of view, a lot of people miss this, and it's the last sentence of the text. It says, the influence of pesticide exposure on brain cancer occurrence is uncertain and is the focus of our study. So if it's uncertain, that's going to correspond with answer A, that up to this point, the effects of pesticides on brain cancer are unknown. You got some similes and metaphors and personification. My brain is on fire is a metaphor. This test is turning my brain into mush, personification. Please, begged my cell phone, also personification. If you're looking at propaganda techniques and logical fallacies, most of you were on point with those. Hasty generalizations was that logical fallacy. In terms of the most credible sources, this was a little bit tricky because I gave you two academic sources to pick from. And one is a review and one is a research study. And research studies are better than reviews because it's a more direct relationship with the data, whereas a review is looking at all these different studies and then making an interpretation. And if you're trusting someone's interpretation, even an expert, it's better to just have that one firsthand. And other than that, you should be in good shape. For the article itself, remember the key details are what's the purpose of the study? That's the main idea. Who participated? What did they do? How is it measured? What were the results? And why are the results important? Those are going to be your main ideas and supporting details. I hope this helps. Good luck and enjoy your break.